6. Could this be the end of Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh? Aaron Rodgers' career was his final pass, a pick 6 last night for the Steelers. Smalls, let's hear from both parties here. First off, on his future with the Steelers as the head coach, Mike Tomlin, postgame.
Mike, how do you approach a decision about your future?
I'm not even in that mindset as I sit here tonight. I'm more in the mindset of what transpired in this stadium and, certainly what we did and didn't do. Not a big picture mentality as I sit here tonight.
Not surprising. He's not going to say after the game, I've thought about this a lot. Haven't had a quarterback since Roethlisberger. We've lost 7 straight playoff games. It's time for me to go get a huge offer in television or for me to go somewhere else and coach. And we knew that was going to happen last night. Small, so I don't think anything was surprising about that.
Not at all. Not
okay.
At all.
Now, his message to the team after losing in the first round of the playoffs yet again.
It's not time for talk. We agreed that we'll meet tomorrow and go from there. But, when you're in this a single elimination tournament, man, it's not a whole lot to talk about. You win or you go home.
Would you want to be back if you're him?
Yes.
You would want to continue to coach the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yes. This is an historic franchise, a place that you've won, a place that you have an incredible amount of power and control, and a place that really respects you and your vision. Now, does that vision need to be altered? Absolutely. And I know that Mike Tomlin is the type of figure with the resume to go somewhere else and also probably get that respect and that power. But the grass is not always greener on the other side. And the Steelers are arguably the most stable organization in the entire NFL. So I would be a little careful about leaving them to go somewhere else because I don't feel appreciated or maybe because I don't think I could win there because it's a lot harder elsewhere.
All right, so you want to stay if you're him?
Yeah.
And do you want him to stay if you're them?
Yes.
Steelers? Okay.
Yes.
So how do you find your way out of this? Walk me through it.
You have to figure out a way somehow to get a quarterback.
How?
I know that's the multi-million-dollar question because this is not a quarterback-rich draft. You're not bad enough to take one of those guys. Maybe you find a diamond in the rough and you hit on him. Maybe Will Howard is the answer. But whatever you do this year, it doesn't seem like you're going to have a definitive answer about what to do under center moving forward. And that is the problem. It's a feedback loop. It's Groundhog Day. It's the same thing for Mike Tomlin and the Steelers, where, as I said, they're shopping for consignment quarterbacks. And that's no disrespect to Aaron Rodgers, who is a Hall of Famer and who was good for them this year. But we need someone who's going to be great. We need someone who is going to be the reason why you're winning playoff games and competing for and winning Super Bowls again.
But Adam Schefter told us on our show, and he'll join us today after 8 a.m. Eastern, that the Pittsburgh Steelers and other teams had a chance to get the potential MVP of the league this year, and they turned him down. Matthew Stafford was available, and if you gave the Rams in the offseason an offer of whatever the price was that the Rams were looking for, and then gave the quarterback, in this case Stafford, the contract that he was looking for, he was gettable. And they chose not to get him. So there is no evidence that they will make that kind of move. There's also no evidence that a quarterback like that is going to be available this offseason. I know the discussion has been had on the Rich Eisen Show, noon until 3 Eastern time, here on ESPN Radio, about the idea, like the prediction, that could a franchise quarterback be available this offseason? Everybody's brought up Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson. Problem with that is, those are the two most likely guys that you could see, oh my God, could they be out? Or they ask out? They're not going to trade them in division.
Absolutely not.
So then that's out. And what is Herbert going to get traded now?
No.
Okay. So where are we going for that franchise quarterback? And that's the problem here. So if you're Tomlin, I understand if you want to go chase a quarterback at this point in your career and this point in your life. I just don't know that I see any of that happening. I think it's more likely than not they're going to keep this going. Now, Aaron Rodgers postgame, and I told you, like, you could sit there and say, well, the Steelers have had nothing. Yeah, Evan, you're saying tear it down, give them nothing. They have had nothing. No, what they have, go look at the roster. They have a bunch of ex-Pro Bowlers. So they have guys who have actually been good in this league. They're just not in their prime right now. They have a bunch of guys you've heard of. I'm telling you, give him the roster that Brian Flores had in Miami. That's what I'm telling you. Give him nothing.
But why?
because it's the only way to build it back up. Because Mike Tomlin is going to always overachieve in the regular season. And at this point, I hate to say this, the knock on him is he's an overachiever in the regular season and an underachiever in the postseason, right? So overachieving when you have nothing in the regular season, like nothing on your roster, gets you to 5 wins. And that gets you to the opportunity of maybe actually drafting a quarterback. I'm telling you, give him all 25. Go Leonardo DiCaprio, 25 and under. That's what it needs to be. Seriously.
Ev, what proof do you have that he can do this? We talked
What
about
did I
this.
say was so wrong? I don't know why they're going.
Just Leo catching strays this morning.
Yeah,
It's an unnecessary Leo shot.
exactly.
I love Leo. How do you not love Leo?
It's not incorrect.
First of all, you're acting like all these guys he had them when they were where they were at the down end of their careers. He didn't. Like these guys, TJ Watt hasn't won a playoff game in his career, and he's had them since the beginning, right? But I think we give Tomlin, and rightfully so, a lot of credit because he's handled earlier on that locker room, right? Like he had a locker room with Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But
and kept it in house.
Exactly, except for when Juju got there and Juju Smith-Schuster and he started live streaming everything, right? Like that type of thing. But Ev, it's been this offense, and Big Ben said it. Ben Roethlisberger said it during this year. Hasn't changed since he's been there.
Yeah.
It's been failed.
And neither is the defense, which Julian Edelman has said as well, that it's the same defense over and over again. They know how to beat it. I get it. There needs to be some evolution of thinking. He has not had these big-time assistants. I don't know that there's been any assistant coach he's had that's gone on to become a head
I was
coach.
looking at the list of some
Which
of
is
these
weird.
Some of these guys. But Ev, let's ask Steeler fans: would they want this? Keep doing this same pattern. If Mike Tomlin's going to win 9-10 games, but get bounced, embarrassed in the wild card division,
let's open it. Just simply
a complete rebuild with someone else. What do they want?
I want to hear from them.
888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. The number to join us, Dr. Pepper call line. Not just Steelers fans, yes, but would you bring Mike Tomlin back? If you're the Steelers, and by the way, it needs to work both ways. Would you want to be back if you're Mike Tomlin? Because we can't figure out the obvious path to quarterback unless you get lucky. Unless you get lucky. And not for today. At some point, this is going to be, this entire coaching carousel, a referendum on Cam Ward. I know that sounds very odd. Ben Johnson ran to Caleb Williams, hottest candidate. I got to go coach that guy. John Harbaugh? Mike Tomlin, are any of them rumored to be with the number 1 overall pick in the draft, Cam Ward?
There was also a lot of good pieces that had been acquired in Chicago. They had a better grouping of personnel than the Titans do.
Understood.
He's in a much better position to win immediately.
Smalls, when I say to you, Mike Tomlin has never had a good young quarterback since Roethlisberger, I have one he could have tomorrow. Mike Tomlin could say to the Steelers, I'm out. They're going to sit there and say, we have no choice but to let you out. We're not going to cause a stink. You're Mike Tomlin. And the next day, literally the next day, he could be hired by the Titans. Think about that. 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. Steelers fans and all fans, Mike Tomlin, should he be back in Pittsburgh? And should he want to be back in Pittsburgh after the 30-6 loss last night to the Texans? We're on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance.
The College Football Playoff National Championship.